In this clip, we're going to be looking at line graphs. So line graphs show us how things change over a period of time. Here's an example. The temperature was measured at different times of the day. The results are shown in the table. Draw a line graph to show the data. So we've got time of day along the bottom and temperature along the side. This is the data that we need to plot. So at 9 a.m., the temperature was 8 degrees. So we find 9 a.m. along the bottom and go up to 8 degrees and plot a point. At 10 a.m., the temperature was 10 degrees. So we've got 10 a.m. here. We go up to 10 degrees and plot a point. 11 a.m., it was 14 degrees. So we can go up and put a point at 14 degrees. 12 p.m., the temperature was 18 degrees. 1 p.m., it was 24 degrees. At 2 p.m., it was 26 degrees. And at 3 p.m., it was 25 degrees. So if we go up, we've got 24 here and 26 here. So 25 would be in the middle. Now we can join these up with a line. And this is our line graph. Here is a conversion graph. Conversion graphs help you convert between different units. So one unit goes along the horizontal axis and the other goes up the vertical axis. We've got an example here. So the conversion graph converts between centimeters and millimeters. How many millimeters is 5 centimeters? So we've got centimeters along the horizontal axis and millimeters along the vertical axis. So if we find 5 centimeters along the horizontal axis, which is over here, we draw a vertical line up to the black line, and now draw a horizontal line to the vertical axis. We can read the number of the vertical axis. So we've got 40 millimeters here and 60 millimeters here. So this must be 50 millimeters. So 5 centimeters equals 50 millimeters. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Press pause and have a go at them. And when you're ready for the answers, press play. The question says the graph below shows the number of hours Sarah spent reading in a week. What day did she read the most? So we find the highest point on the graph, which is this one over here. And if we follow it down, the answer is Thursday. So she read the most on Thursday. The next question says how many hours did she read on Wednesday? So we've got Wednesday here. If we follow it up and then across, she read 3.5 hours on Wednesday. The next question says how many more hours did she read on Monday than she did on Sunday? So on Monday, she read 3 hours. And on Sunday, she read 2 hours. If we do 3 minus 2, which equals 1. So she read 1 hour more on Monday than she did on Sunday. The next question says what day did she read the least number of hours? So we find the lowest point on the graph, which is over here. So if you follow that down, she read the least on Sunday. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Press pause and have a go at them. And when you're ready for the answers, press play. The question says the line graph below is a conversion graph for kilometers to meters. What is 3 kilometers in meters? So we've got kilometers along the bottom and meters along the side. So if we find 3 kilometers along the bottom, which is over here, and we draw a straight line up to the red line and a horizontal line to the vertical axis, we've got our answer, which is 3,000 meters. The next question says how many is 2,000 meters in kilometers? So we find 2,000 meters, which is here, and draw a line to the red line, and then draw a vertical line down. The answer is 2 kilometers. The next question says how many is 3.5 kilometers to meters? So we find 3.5, which is over here. We can draw a vertical line up to the red line, and then a horizontal line across to the vertical axis. So the answer is 3,500 meters.